Hi, I'm Sean Anderson with Shaunderson Tech. Welcome to my channel, and let's get started. Now, in this video, I really want to focus on Ansible. What is Ansible? What does it do? How can it help you? And all around, where is Ansible going to fit in your environment? And at the very end, we're going to hop in and do a short demo on what it looks like when you actually run an Ansible playbook. Now, Ansible is a tool for simplifying your IT automation, and what I mean by simple automation is you're going to take a manual process that you're repeating over and over and over again, something that is repeatable, something that you could possibly have errors, or maybe something that's just taking up a lot of time. And you take this process or this task and you automate it out, and you say, hey, I want to do this with your playbook. And what this is going to do is it's going to really take out a lot of that human error that could possibly occur if you're doing this task over and over again. And by removing the human error, you're going to save yourself time, you're going to save yourself money, and you're going to save yourself that heartache if you ever push out a configuration that is wrong. Then it's really easy to fix that configuration and fix it. Or if you even fat finger a single configuration on one of these 5 machines that you want to update, it'll help out with that. Now, it's very simple in that it's written in YAML. And YAML is a self-documenting language, which is really simple and easy to learn, and very simple and easy to understand what it's doing. And so we'll take a look at a playbook here in just a second. But the idea is, by having a very simple way to write your playbooks, it's going to make your life a lot easier. Your IT admins are going to understand what's going on when you're writing out this playbook, and if you show it to them, or if you want to even assign this playbook to them so they can use it in the future, they'll be able to take that playbook and run with it. So in this file right here, you can see a play that I have inside my playbook, and the play is actually comprised of 2 different parts. And the first part right here describes what you want to automate and how you're going to how it's going to process that automation. Now, the second part of this is the task that you're actually going to run, and you're going to say, "Hey, I want to automate these servers. I want them to run as an escalated user." And in the second section, you're going to say, "Okay, I want to run updates on all of the servers that I defined in the first section of my play." Now, you can have a couple of different tasks in this task section that say, hey, I want to run updates. Maybe you want to push out a configuration after you run the updates. And if there's a configuration that gets pushed out, maybe you want to restart the machine. And so you have that programmed in, or a handler that's going to recognize, hey, there was a change here made. We need to restart the server and make sure that the service is running correctly. In this playbook that you see above, all it's doing is running an update, and it actually says that, and you can see very clearly that it is updating this group of servers. Now, by simplifying this IT and simplifying this process, it makes it really easy to run on a repeated basis, so I don't actually have to log into each of these servers every single time. All I have to do is say, hey, I want to run this playbook. It'll use SSH to connect into all these different machines, and it'll connect in, run the updates, make sure everything is patched correctly, and then when it's done, it disconnects and it's all done. Now, if I were to run this playbook and nothing needed to be changed, it would actually let me know, hey, there's no changes to be made, there's nothing that needs to be done, and it leaves it at that. And there's a term for that, and it's called Itempotent. And the idea behind this is that you're never going to have changes made if the changes don't actually need to be made. So if you try to push out a configuration or a new change to a machine, well, Ansible is going to recognize, hey, there isn't a change to be made here, and it's going to let you know that nothing was changed. Now, you can always have specific tasks for different machines, and so you would actually write out different plays, kind of like I showed you before, but you would have another section defining a different group of machines that you want to automate. And so you can actually have multiple plays per playbook. And these tasks that you program in are really going to help simplify your IT and make it very easy for you to set up automation for other IT admins or other users so they can just click and run the automation when they need it and have configurations pushed out as needed. Alright, so here I have my environment that I'm going to show you guys what Ansible actually looks like. And so to show you the directory of where we're working in, there's a couple of files in here. First, the Ansible configuration file, which I'll talk about at a later date. Second, the hosts folder, which contains my inventory file, which just lists exactly what hosts I want to run against, and it has them grouped into different groups that I can call out in my Ansible playbook. And so here's my Ansible playbook, and I showed you what it looked like before. But just to show it again, this is what it looks like. It has the play right here. It has what I'm running against. I want to, like I said, I'm going to be running as an administrator. And then finally, the task, which is updating the host to the latest version. And so all this is saying is I want to check all packages and make sure they're at the latest state. And when I run this, it's going to look at all of those different machines, and it's going to say, hey, I want to update this. And if there's no updates to be had, it's going to say okay. And finally, it's updating my third machine. And it should come back with changed here in just a second. And we'll see that. So in the end here, you can see that there were some changes made to the server, and you can see what was changed. It gives you a good summary of what happened. If there was more things, it would give these numbers would be higher, and you could see what happened, what changed, what failed, what skipped, and a good summary of what happened during that playbook run. Again, thank you for tuning into the video. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos, and later on I'm going to be doing more tutorials around Ansible. So if you like the video, please hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.